Um, just frustration. I think we lacked a bit of like that finishing touch in the first, and then we just didn't create as many opportunities. I think they upped their game. We didn't. We didn't up ours.
They had an awful lot of injuries. Did you feel at half time, as they were like kind of dropping like flies, that this was the chance to beat this team?
I don't think the injuries made us feel that way. I think we showed in the first half that we created enough opportunity. That if we'd put them away, the scoreline would have looked different. The game might have felt different, but at the end of the day, the second half we didn't come out and create more chances or take those chances in the first. So I don't think that the injuries made a difference to our mindset. Like we were pretty clear in turning like how we wanted to approach the game in the second half.
Counter-ruck game was very effective first half, but not at all in the second half. Did you make adjustments, or did you?
So, what was that? Sorry.
The counter-ruck game was
the
very
counter-ruck
effective.
game.
Yeah, counter-ruck game in the first half was quite effective, but in the second half, not really there at all. Did they make adjustments? Or?
I don't know. You need to ask them. I think. Look, for us, we wanted to try and slow them down. We knew that if they got quick ball, they're a very good side and they can create themselves some opportunity. So for us, trying to slow down that tackle and the breakdown meant that we could apply some pressure through defence, and they might have adjusted to that in the second half.
Ireland described themselves as a special performance by them. Did it feel like one of the best performances you come up against from Ireland?
Well, that's hard to say. I can't really remember, to be honest. I've not been on the right side of a result against Ireland, unfortunately. They, like I said, they definitely stepped up in the second half. They're clinical and they took their chances. I think once they get quick ball, they're a very good team. They're very well coached and well drilled. So we knew that would put us under pressure. So for us, there's some learnings to take out of that, and some good bits to look at in the first half, and some frustrating ones as well if we could finish those chances.
It was so close for the first 40, 50 minutes. How much heart can you take from that?
A lot of learnings to be taken from there. I think we were saying similar things about the France game in terms of created opportunity in the first half and didn't take it. I think the positive is that we are creating those opportunities. Like we'd be a bit lost if we weren't. But I think the great thing for us is that there's minor fix-ups. It's just about doing it now.
Gregor, you put Ireland under.
Just me.
Oh, sorry. Jamie, you put them under immense pressure. How would you describe, I suppose, the game as a whole?
I think a very tight first half, and then Ireland kind of put their foot down a wee bit in the second half, and we maybe took our foot off the gas and didn't create as much pressure.
What are they like to come up against? How would you describe this Irish team?
They're very good. There's a reason they're probably number one in the world, but we weren't thinking about that going into the game. We knew that we'd have to match them physically. They're extremely physical side. We'd have to slow them down. That's probably quick and physical.
There's been a real development in Scottish rugby, like really good results this season. It's a positive you can take from it all?
Well, we're not done yet. We've got another game next week. Short turnaround, and Italy have caused teams problems in this championship. So for us, it's a massive game. I said at the start of the tournament that we wanted 5 good performances. So we've got a 5th one to get now. Today I'm a bit mixed, but 5th one to get tomorrow next week.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
How pleased were you the first half and how disappointed are you the second half?
Very disappointed with the second half. The first half was a really good test match, very competitive end to end. I felt we were on it, and I maybe tell the players were a bit deflated that they weren't leading at half time, but that happens. We managed to stop Ireland scoring on a couple of occasions in the first half. They stopped us, and it just disappointed. The second half wasn't as competitive, not as same energy level from us, and Ireland got ahead, and we probably chased the game. Maybe we had to, maybe it was too early to chase the game, but we obviously weren't very happy with that last 15-minute performance.
I know it's just the game's just over, it's hard to say, but what did your gut say went wrong in that second half? Why do you think it was like that?
I don't know. I felt both teams' energy dropped in the second half. I think because the first half was such an open game, such a physical game. They'd had injuries. We'd had obviously Ritchie leaving, and it was there to be grabbed by one of the two teams, and it was Ireland that grabbed it, which is really disappointing for us.
Gregor, you took off both of your props around the 54-minute mark. They were playing exceptionally well. Things seemed to go south after that. Do you think there's a connection?
No, I felt our energy was dropping right throughout the team and in the forwards, the amount of work they did, and in that first half. So whether they would have been able to play another 5-10 minutes at that level, that was a decision I made in the coaching box.
What do you think was the turning point? Was it around that period of the game?
No, I felt that the whole of the second half we wanted that energy that we had been in the first half, and whether we expected things to come to us in the second half, because Ireland I felt had showed less energy and more fatigue, but we didn't grab that third quarter. They eventually did, and then it was much tougher for us when they go more than a score up. But it was disappointing in attack, disappointing in defence. We were passive at times, and we lost the contact. We'd been so good in the contact in the first half. I think 2 or 3 occasions we moved the ball wide, and we didn't get there quick enough. So it's something we obviously have to improve ourselves, because if you're getting turned over, then you're given a very good team more opportunities in your half.
Why did that happen, do you think? Get your figure on it yet?
Oh, I think we've got to credit Ireland. I thought Hansen was excellent. I think he got 2 of the jackals. We'll look at ourselves, our own technique, were we in the right positions quickly enough. And I do feel that first half was at such a high level of pace and energy. Both teams weren't replicating that at the beginning of the second half, but Ireland got confidence from going ahead. We started forcing things, and we looked a lot poorer in that last quarter than we did in the first half.
How concerning is it the energy levels even drop off? I know it's a terrible first half, but at this standard, should energy levels ever drop off?
Yeah, of course, it's a physical game like that.
Half?
For the whole half, well, a lot of the guys were taken off, and there was the energy of the first half and the pace of the first half would have been great to watch. It was brilliant. It was end to end. There was line breaks. There was support contact. Very physical, and as I said, I felt both teams were not repeating that in the second half. Like, if you can play at 80 minutes of that pace, and that's something. But we expect more of our players. We expect more of our accuracy in that second half, and obviously we went to the bench to try and up the energy levels, but we were quickly chasing the game, which makes it very difficult against a really good Irish team.
The fact that they lost both their hookers, did that feel a bit like a missed chance to try and exploit that?
Yeah, it did. I think the first 2 or 3 lineouts, they were obviously winning the ball right at the 5 metre line, and it was hard to get there, but we started putting more pressure on the throw, and we got a couple of deflected balls or overthrows after that. I'm not sure it changed the scrum. I think obviously Kelleher first of all was still on the field but not throwing, and then Cian Healy coming on maybe helped the scrum, just that extra power in the front row. But if that was a missed opportunity that we didn't put more pressure on a non-traditional thrower.
How was Ritchie Gregor?
He seems okay. It was a rib injury, a popped rib or a popped cartilage. We won't know until he has a scan or X-ray. But he just felt he wasn't going to be able to continue at that level. So it's a blow for him. He's been a very important player for us. And today our lineup didn't function nearly as well as it has this season. Part of that was the disruption, but also ourselves. We have to be better there.
Was Finn okay when he came off?
No, he was carrying a knee injury. Hoggy obviously had an ankle injury, so both of them will be getting scans or X-rays tonight to see if it's anything that'll rule them out next week.
With the chance of silverware gone, what lifts the players in this disappointment going into next weekend?
I suppose the internal focus of putting what we've been working towards into an 80-minute performance. That's what we were aiming to put out there today, and a lot of that first half was at a high level. Probably some of the best rugby we played because of the quality of the opposition. But 40 minutes isn't good enough, or 50 minutes isn't good enough, and it won't be good enough against Italy, who are a very dangerous team with nothing to lose. So it's similar messages that we gave the players after the New Zealand game. That was on a Sunday, and we played longer against New Zealand at a higher level, but we lost the game, and we said we've got to go out there and play our best rugby of that campaign against Argentina, which we did. So that'll be the goal this week for Italy.
Gregor, you obviously play Ireland in the World Cup, a lot of rugby to be played between now and then, but they do have this sequence of victories. Do you feel any closer to working out how you might be able to beat them when that game comes around?
Well, I'd say we're close to working out. It's delivering it is the other part, because I think we showed enough in attack and defence in the first half that there's a game there and there's a playing group there that can really trouble Ireland, but you've got to do it for 80 minutes. Obviously, World Cup's an even bigger stage and bigger level with more consequence if you don't win that game. And yeah, we'll learn from today, but Ireland will take confidence from today, and I think both teams will believe they'll be better teams. They'll be better in a few months' times with the learnings that go on, but yeah, there's enough to be out there for our players to go, right, if we are able to deliver this and take opportunities. We took one, we had a couple, the one before half time, the one Duan got through, and we got jackled on their line. That at least forces Ireland to have to play differently excuse me, or be behind. I think it's something that we've obviously not beaten Ireland for a while, but I don't think we've been ahead to put them under pressure to have to play differently. And once they went ahead, they showed the quality team they are. I think their confidence and their calmness at times is something that we can learn from, something we're striving towards. They are further along their cycle in terms of the wins they've had to be calm and in those testing times. We've done that against New Zealand. We've done that against France when things have gone against us. So we have that ability, but today it wasn't there in the second half.
Given there's been so much positivity around performances in this campaign, is there a fear that what happened today might have a psychological effect, psychological damage from the sport?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think it should make them even more determined to not go through an experience like today of losing. Like there was, I felt the first half was better than we obviously have started other first halves, and against a real top opposition. So there's confidence to take out of what they've been training and how they've been playing, but there'll be a frustration and a real determination to make sure that carries on for 80 minutes.
The result aside today, it was a special day for Stuart Hogg, wasn't it? 100 caps, incredible achievement.
Yeah, it was. I felt the tribute the crowd gave him, obviously his family involved when he walked out was great to see. It is important to recognise people when they're still playing for what they've done for Scottish rugby and for rugby in general, and just a shame that we couldn't get a victory to go on top of what was a special milestone for him, and obviously even more disappointing for him, he's got an injury, and we'll see how long that'll keep him out for.